episode 2. Our savings starts tomorrow. We did it. I'm so proud of us.
I know.
Look at us actually following through with something we've talked about doing.
I know.
This was like something when we started traveling a lot with the kids, we wanted to do like a podcast. It's our kids in the other room. One's watching Simpsons upstairs. One's watching actually Disney in the other room. Yeah, it's perfect.
There you go.
We're talking Disney anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're doing this like just in our house. And if you're on Instagram and you want to check us out and see the photos from our trips that we're talking about, it's Our Savings Starts Tomorrow.
Yes.
And go back and listen to our other episode as well. We didn't get as far as we thought we would. We want these episodes to be about 20 minutes.
Yes.
Or a glass of wine. That's
maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Depends on how fast you drink.
Who are we to say what?
I don't judge.
But with that time, we didn't even talk about. We just talked about things we read on blogs. We even talked about our trip.
I know. Now let's get into it.
Okay, so we flew out there and we decided to do the Magical Express, which Disney World offers for free if you're staying on site, so at the resorts.
Yes.
Which we were doing. We were staying first at the Animal Kingdom, the Kidani Village, and then we moved over to the Beach Club.
Yes.
So the Magical Express, first of all, the Orlando Airport is like made for Disney World people, right?
Yes.
Like,
you can't miss the signs telling you where to go for Magical Express.
But, well, you also can't miss the line.
It was kind of a long line.
It was insane.
I debated taking Uber.
$60 though for Uber.
I know.
It was a free bus ride.
I know, but I was like, ugh.
And then like you wait in this long line to finally prove that you can ride on the Magical Express. Mm-hmm. And that's just to get you in the line to go onto the right bus for the Magical Express.
I know. And I don't know how it normally is.
That's
Again,
true.
Full disclosure.
Yeah.
We went towards the end of pandemic, but we only made one stop, and it was
fine.
it was to our hotel, right?
No, they did one before.
Oh,
us.
they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All
we were
right.
the second stop. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
The ride itself was quick. What, 20 minutes maybe from the airport there? And
It's a very nice
it's such a
deluxe
nice,
coach, air conditioned.
the kids thought we were like in first class on a bus.
I know.
They were all, and then they have TVs that are playing like Disney propaganda the whole time. Like, well, they're not like shows. It's just like ads. Yeah.
Yes.
But it kept them busy.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
Entertaining ads.
We actually saw a few and we're like, oh, we need to check that out.
I know.
When we get back from our trip. Oh, and speaking of things that you should check out, if you're going to the Animal Kingdom, the resort or the actual park,
Yes.
Disney Plus has this documentary from Nat Geo that's about the Animal Kingdom.
Oh, I cannot
know.
stress this enough. Watch it before you go.
Please.
It would be so cool to watch it and then go there because we did not know about it until after, which was still cool.
Yeah.
But we actually,
We missed out.
we missed out.
I know. Because it just shows you some really cool stuff about the park that you wouldn't know unless you did a lot of research or you watched this thing.
Right.
And then also some of the animals.
I know.
Because we had a few employees or Disney cast members who actually pointed out, oh, if you watch the documentary, this is...
Kenya.
Yeah. Here's Bobo.
The giraffe.
Right.
Yes. And all the different animals.
And we didn't know.
Right.
So, I don't know. If you haven't gone yet or if you have time, make sure you do that. But the Animal Kingdom has 2 resorts.
I didn't know that until we got there.
Yeah. We had no clue. In fact, they kept asking us which place we were at.
Like Animal Kingdom.
And yet, that's all I knew.
Right.
But it turns out there's the Kidani Village and the Jumbo House. So the Jumbo House was first.
Okay.
And then when they continued to build, they built the Kidani Village. And I believe the Disney Club Vacation, they pushed towards the Kidani Village one.
Okay.
It also has a better pool.
Kidani Village.
Kidani Village has a better pool than Jumbo House. But Jumbo House has a bigger pool than Kidani Village.
I would hope that it would be bigger because I'm telling you.
It was small.
It was very small. I mean, you don't go there for the pool. I get that.
Yeah.
But
Got some downtime, though.
I know.
Yeah.
The pool was small. It was very nice.
Yeah.
And they had a cute little water slide that the kids liked. And there was a splash pad area. But I was
Were you disappointed in the pool?
disappointed in the pool.
Because it's Disney?
Yes.
And I was reading before we traveled that the Animal Kingdom has some of the better pools than some of the other resorts. Now, we're going to talk Beach House
Oh, yeah. Well,
and that pool,
Right.
which is amazing. But I don't know, if you're going, I would recommend Kidani Village. But make sure if you're doing any kind of online ordering, you have the right restaurant.
whoopsies.
Because we ordered food, and again, this was like right up during the end of the pandemic where I had to go pick up the food. And we're in Kidani Village, and I had to go pick up the food at Jumbo House, which is not next door. You're supposed to take a bus.
I didn't know. When I ordered, it just said Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's here.
And the bus wasn't there, and I was hangry and impatient.
So I feel like that's a common theme on this podcast.
I decided to do the walk, and it's far.
I know you were gone for a very long time.
Yeah. I took the bus back because I didn't want to carry all the food, but it was long.
The food, though.
The food was so good.
It was really good.
Unique.
So, yes, you do have to have an open mind. Mm-hmm. I can't remember that night we had fish.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, we're going to get fish at Disney World?
I know. But it was good. Mm-hmm. It was really good. I mean, the kids got kid food.
Yeah.
They got like a pizza or something.
Yeah, so they have those options. But then they had some really, I don't know, some weird stuff.
Yeah. I think that restaurant was more... It was like Indian infused, I think. And then the other restaurant that we went to was more African infused.
Yeah.
Again, you just have to have a little bit more of an open mind.
Just lean in on the fact that you're at Kidani Village and you should try some of the African food.
It was really good, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Also, what's cool is I think all the rooms have a balcony that look out to some type of safari land.
Savannah. Yeah.
So there's going to be an animal you'll be able to see.
It was so cool. And it's really cool how they strategically place the food.
I know. They put all the food right by your window.
Yeah.
So the animals are trained to be right there so you can see them constantly.
Oh my gosh. We opened up our blinds in the morning. It's like, boom. We have a zebra eating. We had some fancy deer. We had...
I will say that if your son's around 9 and, maybe there's a zebra out in front going to the restroom, going number 1, you might traumatize your child.
Yeah.
He has not stopped talking about seeing the zebra pee since he saw the zebra pee.
The zebra was pretty impressive.
It haunts his dreams. He can no longer close his eyes without seeing the poor zebra. It messed with him.
Oh.
The Animal Kingdom Resort was cool because it's close to Animal Kingdom, the park, which is kind of far off from the rest of everything else.
Yes.
Because it's a zoo. They need a lot more land. So you get up early. You have to hop on the bus. Again, the buses happen every 20 minutes. You're never waiting that long.
No.
You hop on the bus. They drive you to Animal Kingdom. But you got to get there when it opens.
Or maybe earlier.
Who knew that they open the parks before the time they say?
I mean...
There's a Disney secret for you.
Right? They say it's crowd control, is what I heard.
Yeah, there's so many people waiting that they're just all right, just come in.
And again, I don't know if this is a pandemic thing, so they don't want to have large crowds outside. But all the parks that we went to on our trip, we got there, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe even 30 minutes.
We got there early.
And we were able to get in.
The parks were already open.
They were already open. People were already there. And some rides were even already operating.
And the key is, if you go to Animal Kingdom, get there right when it opens or an hour before and go straight to the very back of the park. It's at the very, very back. You just
beeline it to the safari.
Yeah. And this is what we read on all the blogs. It's because the animals are kind of waking up. They have a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. They're eating breakfast.
Yes.
It's not hot yet, and they're having fun. So you get to see. I mean, we saw every single animal. There wasn't one that the tour guide was like,
Too bad we didn't see. No, it was amazing. And as people that grew up in Southern California, we've gone to some pretty nice zoos.
Well, we got the San Diego Zoo,
yes,
which is so famous. Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
It's better.
The
way they
better.
do the sight lines, it makes you feel like the animals aren't in any kind of enclosure. Yeah, they obviously are.
Right.
But you can't tell.
Also, they look... I know this sounds... They look healthy. They look happy. They
do.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's something about sometimes an animal in a zoo that I'm like,
smoking a cigarette.
You're pacing back and forth. You're contemplating how to make this end. But... They looked so happy and they look healthy and just so well taken care of.
Yeah. And I think everything from that documentary we watched to just being there, it seems like it's a passion to take care of these animals. So the safari was absolutely the first thing. And don't be like, oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to go to an amusement park. It's worth it.
It's so worth it.
And these tour drivers were great.
They were.
They were driving, talking, and searching for the animals.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a baby rhino.
Oh.
We saw the lions.
Yes.
We saw it all. Yeah. So after that, I would also just warn you that there's going to be unique food, just like at the Animal Kingdom Resort. There's unique food at the park as well.
Yes.
Try it.
Yeah. They have Asian food, Indian food, African food.
Get yourself some egg rolls.
Yes.
The Asian food is what they're known for.
We opted to not have any exotic food while at Animal Kingdom Park. And instead, if you listen to our first podcast, we made reservations at 2:00 for lunch. And mind you, I made them for 2:00 because that's the only time that was available.
Yeah.
We were hangry.
Yeah, it was terrible. And we tried to shove in one more ride before getting there. So we went and saw It's Tough to Be a Bug, which is cute. It's like a 3D show. The kids liked it.
I know. I probably would have enjoyed it more if I wasn't stressed about trying to get to our reservation, which was at
the
Rainforest Café.
Yeah. And we get to the Rainforest Cafe and it's packed. And if you're like 5 or 10 minutes late, they'll charge your credit card $10. So I was getting stressed because we were late.
Not because of the $5 or $10, but because we were so hungry. We were like,
true.
Please don't give away our table. Please let us, we're here.
We check in at the Rainforest Cafe, and the way it works is they have like a QR code right there. And so they're like, oh, just scan your phone, and that'll give you the menu while you wait. And so while you're trying to check in, there's a bunch of people coming around who are kind of like just leaning in to get the QR code while you're just trying to check in.
It was kind of annoying.
It was, yeah. And there was like this huge party of 10 that was doing it right when we were trying to check in.
Yeah.
But whatever, like, I didn't care. I just wanted to get checked in.
Yes.
And they told us to stand to the side. So we're standing to the side, and my daughter Elle and I are just singing Disney tunes to each other.
Oblivious.
While we're enjoying the Disney World experience, it's been the perfect day.
Yes.
Like, we've had so many magical memories. It's Mother's Day.
Yep.
And you keep trying to interrupt the moment that I'm having with my daughter, this father-daughter moment.
Well, because someone was like mad dogging you. There was a gentleman who was very upset with you.
Yeah.
And I could not really hear what he was saying, but I could tell by the looks and the things that were coming out of his mouth. He was not happy.
We all had masks on because it was still during the pandemic.
Yes, so but like he was
upset at me.
He was upset. He was very upset. And I was like, Jonathan, what did you do? He's upset at you. He's like, I don't know. I didn't do anything. And you just go off to like your dad mode, like totally oblivious. Anyways, the guy was not pleased.
No. And I wasn't paying attention. And all of a sudden, I look up finally, and the guy's charging me.
Yes.
This is at Disney World.
At Rainforest Cafe.
This guy's coming at me. And if it wasn't for the fact that he had some other men in his group, he
yes,
tackled me and beat the crud out of me.
Yes.
Make no mistake. I don't even know if I would have got one in before he would have just right in front of the kids.
I just don't. Yeah.
I don't know.
That was weird. That was a weird situation.
And the family like dragged him off, and then they sat at one side of the restaurant. We were at the other. I will say, the cast members did nothing.
No, nothing.
No.
They were just as oblivious as you were.
No. And, I did realize this afterwards because then I got nervous that this guy wanted to beat me up, and I don't even know why he wanted to.
Right.
And I started looking for, like, Disney security, and I noticed that they're hiring, like, 90-year-olds to, like, walk around Disney World and look at the security guys. The ones wearing, like, the blue pants and the white shirt and, like, the safari hat. Mm-hmm. They're barely making it.
Oh.
They're, like, propped up themselves. Like...
Yeah,
they wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah,
there was no. I needed the bar back was the only. Trust me. I looked around and made a list. And I'm like, this is the only person here who maybe can save me.
Right.
And I don't think he would have.
No.
So,
no.
It ruined the day.
That ruined.
I know.
A while.
It did. Yeah. But there were so many fun points up until there. Like we ended up doing the Avatar Flight of Passage.
And we almost didn't.
I know. Well, it was a 70-minute line on a day when there was only 20-minute lines. So
right. But I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, that's the line that everyone's in. That's the ride we need to be on. So I forced them to do it. And you know what? It ended up not being 70 minutes.
No, it was quicker.
I mean...
And it was great.
It was amazing. The kids are still talking about it. And what also made it great is we did watch Avatar before we went.
We knew that they had like this Avatar land.
Right.
And so we made sure everyone watched it to be aware of it. And the land is cool. Like they have the floating mountains and the waterfalls and stuff. Like it's so cool.
Yes.
And you kind of walk through it all and you get to see like parts of the movie. And even waiting in the line.
Yes.
Was awesome because you're like inside the tree.
Right.
Which was really cool.
just the whole ride.
It's like soaring over California if you've been to Disneyland or Epcot.
Right.
But it's so much better because you're straddling like this motorcycle that's supposed to be the dragon, the Banshee.
And it like breathes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was cool.
It was one of our top 3 favorite rides of all of Disney World.
It was really, really cool.
That being said, the other Avatar ride, which was the Navi River journey,
meh.
the kids hated it. I thought like
it was
the
cool.
electronics were cool.
Yeah. It wasn't my favorite.
But they weren't into it. They were bored. Like, there's nothing that ever happens. Like there's not even like a waterfall or a drop. You just kind of float around and you see some like
the
Avatar
story.
Navi is going like, I see you.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, that's all you get. The one place I wish we would have gone,
I know,
that we didn't know was cool because we hadn't watched the
documentary,
was the Rafiki's Planet Watch.
I'm really bummed about that.
Out at Rafiki's Planet Watch, which by the way has shorter hours than the park.
Oh.
And the only way to get there is by this train.
Okay, that's why they have the train.
That's why the train was there, that we would hear like the whistle from time to time. But they have a petting zoo there where Popcorn the chicken is at.
Oh my God. I wonder if he's still there.
I don't know if he is.
He did not look good in the documentary.
And then also it's where all the vets do like surgery and you get a watch.
How cool would that have been?
I know. So we missed that. So don't miss that.
Don't miss that.
Do that. The only other thing I think that was really cool worth mentioning at Animal Kingdom was the Expedition Everest. That was an intense roller coaster.
Yes, that was fun. That was really fun.
Yeah. In fact, like our daughter Ella just barely made the height for it. And she was 7 when we were there. And like,
she liked it.
Yeah. I would think you and I actually, we had the hardest time with it because there's a section that goes backwards.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
I know.
So from there, I took her onto the Kali River Rapids. So it was really a good few minutes of the trip. But
okay, if it's Mother's Day, you go on the rides that the mother in the group wants to go on.
So that's Animal Kingdom. We checked out of Animal Kingdom the next day from the Kidani village to head over to the next spot. So what we decided to do was do a few days there. We wanted to try out 2 different resorts.
Yeah. And
I did a bunch of research, and the pool that you want to go to at Disney World is actually the Beach Club. So what we did was we checked out, and if you're staying on resort and you're going from hotel to hotel, you can actually leave your bags with the bell desk, and they'll move your bags for you to the next resort.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Except it did take a long time to get them.
Yeah, it was like 7 at night. We had dinner reservations,
right?
Like all that.
I wanted to shower and everything.
But it was a cool thing they offered.
It was very cool.
It just seems like they were backlogged.
Yeah.
And then you can hop on the bus and go wherever you want at the resort.
Right, but it's not direct. So we went from Kidani, and then we ended up going to
Hollywood Studios, I think. And then we got off and we hopped on the boat.
Yep.
And because not only are there buses, but there's boats and there's a skyline that connects all of these resorts together. And we took a boat over to the beach club.
Right.
And then we found the water park, which is part of the beach club, which was so worth it.
Yes. Beach club and yacht club share pools. And they really are super cool.
And so our next podcast, we'll tell you about the beach club, the yacht club.
Yes.
Their awesome water park that they have there.
Yes.
And then the Epcot, because we went to Epcot for a day. And then Hollywood Studios, which, by the way, was our favorite. Spoiler.
I know.
So we'll get another glass of wine.
Okay.
And we'll keep doing this. And if you don't mind, rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend about our podcast.
Only good reviews.
Only good reviews. Don't be like that. Look, if you don't like it, if we're annoying, that's fine. Just ignore it. Just move it. Go on.
Yeah.
5 stars. And then follow us on Instagram, which is Our Savings
starts tomorrow.
Gotta get it better.